Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage. So to open up the video there, I think I got a little footage of some deer that were out in the yard. So I've been out in the garage kind of trying to clean up a little bit. Got our table where all our crap was for our roll cage build, got all that cleaned up. Trying to clean up the garage slowly. We got some room. Also got our bender out. Our Pro Tools bender is now put away since we should be done with that, because the roll cage is completely done, as you guys saw in the last video. So where do we go from here? Well, first things first, we got to get the other stuff that's in the truck stripped down, which I guess that's not really the right way to put it, because the truck is, well, stripped down. But what I'm meaning to say is we got to get this factory engine back out. Kind of our fake or empty 48RE has to come back out. And then we can start kind of trying to reassemble the truck. So really this is going to be where a lot of the stuff that we don't know that we need to do comes into play. So basically what I'm saying is we don't have any brake lines on the truck. We don't have any wires. We don't have any fuel components. We got nothing more than, well, a cage and a cab and a frame and a couple axles. So we're gonna have to start piecemealing the truck back together. I don't really know what that looks like. We do have a lot of new parts in store for the truck. Our Freedom Racing engine is not currently here yet. It's still at Dad's shop. I've just been holding off on bringing that over here until this was all done and we had some room to work. So I don't really know 100% what all this is going to look like. We got a lot of kind of miscellaneous stuff to do to the truck, but I want to get the engine out and the transmission and all that stuff, get all that out and put away, so that way we're kind of working with what we got. From there, like I said, we can start putting our brake lines and all that kind of stuff on. Also, through the course of this, we kind of got to figure out how we're going to patch the holes in the floor here, because, well, even though everything's tightened up cab-wise, I mean, it's all sturdy, the floor is not. We definitely got to put some patch panels in here. I have future plans for this, but for the remainder of this year, I just want to get something in there I can tack in so it looks halfway decent, go from there. Then we need to get our steering wheel, our pedals, our master cylinder, all that stuff in permanently. So we can figure out exactly where we're going to put the Kirky, figure out if we need to do something with the pedals, because I'd like to get the Kirky back as far as possible. That way it just gives us as much room to enter and exit the truck. But from there, you know, we gotta do windows, we gotta put doors on, we gotta put a hood on. I mean, plumb it, wire it, lots of stuff to do. So for now, we're gonna start by pulling the engine, pulling our kind of empty transmission. Our transfer case is already out, but anyway, that's kind of where we're going to start tonight, and we're just going to kind of roll with it. If there's something we can do, we'll kind of tackle it, and if we can't do something, we'll just, you know, kind of try and peel into something else. So that's kind of going to be the game plan going forward. But without any further ado, let's get this factory 6.7 engine out, our empty 48RE out, get the adapter plate off, get the engine mounts off, all the stuff we're going to need on our Freedom Racing engine, get that all off and just put it away, so when we get to putting that engine in, it can go right on, and we can kind of just try and zip through this as quickly but as carefully and as precise as possible, so we're not doing things 2 or 3 times. So anyway, guys, let's get to it. Let's get this engine out and then get our canvas completely fresh.
Look at those palm trees, damn!
Well, once again, we have an empty engine bay, a blank canvas for the truck. Got all of our transmission stuff out. Our engine mounts are off. Our engine or transmission cross member, which did kind of come down on my face a little bit. All the times we've been working under this thing, that's the first time I've had that happen. But anyhow, it's not too bad, but yeah, there's a little bump there for sure. Anyhow, our overdrive housing, our empty transmission case, our adapter plate, and transmission mount. So our factory 6.7 that we ran our 1019 pass in is out. Should not be going back into the truck unless it's for future mock-up purposes for some reason, but I still don't think it'll ever be back in here. So anyway, we're gonna press forward. I'm gonna kind of sort this stuff out, get it put aside, you know, like the transmission case, the overdrive housing. We're not gonna need that stuff. Now the cross member, the engine mounts, stuff like that, we are going to need for, you know, when we put everything back in here. But I haven't decided exactly the course of action yet. We have brake lines to do. We have to get our master cylinder all mounted, which I think is probably where we're gonna head, is get the master cylinder mounted permanently, get our pedals in permanently, and get our steering wheel in, because then we can kind of figure out where the Kirky's gonna go, get the Kirky in there permanently, and just kind of keep picking away at this. The Kirky will have tabs, so it'll be able to bolt in and out, so we'll get the tabs placed, get that all figured out, unbolt it. I don't think any of that'll be this evening, but we're just gonna kind of keep hitting little stuff. So let's get some of this stuff put away and get to it. So as you guys can see, there was a little change of plans. I pulled the master cylinder back out and the pedal setup, and I kind of started cleaning a little bit because I was like, this stuff's dirty, I ought to clean it up before we do this. And then I kind of got looking at the floor and I started sanding. I'm like, man, there's just crap everywhere. I never really cleaned up in here and just kind of vacuumed it out. And we still have all these holes in the floor that we just got to cover up for now. So honestly, I was going to start putting this thing back together tonight. Looking at it, I don't know that that's the right plan of action. I think I need to get some plate, just make some patch panels. I mean, nothing crazy. I just want to get the truck to the track, get it back together. I mean, that's all stuff we can do, you know, come this winter when we have nothing else to do. But it wasn't right. I don't feel like putting this all back together and then there'd be dirt everywhere and all that. So I think what we need to do is we need to give this thing a bath. I think we need to make our patch panels, patch the thing up, give it another bath, paint some things, and then start reassembly. I'm really going to think on it because, like I said earlier, that was not my intended kind of plan of attack. But just looking at it, like down here, I just sanded this all a little bit. And I mean, just the amount of dirt I was getting off. And I mean, it wasn't even just like stuff I was sanding off. It was just loosening up some dirt and probably would have come off with a good wash. I'm not sure. Like I said, all I did was vacuum it up. And we should get the thing cleaned up. I don't need to be cutting and grinding it after I just cleaned it up and start putting everything back together. So the night kind of took a turn. I was really hoping to start kind of reassembling this stuff, but maybe I need to take a step back and, yeah, maybe I'm just rushing into it too much. I don't know. I got to think on it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Anyway, guys, so that's going to be it for tonight in the garage. I was hoping to start reassembly, just didn't work out that way. So anyway, guys, get out in your garage, get the wrenching on your truck.